Good evening, and welcome to the Clore Studio. My name is Angel Blue, and in 1 week I will be making my debut with the Royal Opera as Violetta in La Traviata. Tonight, I'm delighted to be working with a few of the supremely talented artists from the Royal Opera's Jette Parker Young Artist Program. Supported by the Oak Foundation, the Jette Parker Young Artist Program supports the artistic development of talented singers, directors, and conductors at the beginning of their career. Young artists are salaried members of the Royal Opera, and over a 2-year period, they are immersed in the life of the Royal Opera House. What an honor, huh? With a specially tailored program, they receive daily coachings in languages, stagecraft, and vocal techniques, as well as preparing for cover roles and performing concerts and smaller roles on the main stage. Let's meet those who are taking part tonight. Please welcome countertenor Patrick Terry and soprano He Schiele and repetitor and conductor Edmund Whitehead. Well, before we really start the masterclass, I just wanted to say that I've been in your shoes and I'm really honored to share the stage with you tonight. I don't consider myself a master of anything. I had rehearsal today, just like you did, for 6 hours. And I was given a lot of notes, and so, I consider this time, or master classes, to be a time to really encourage other singers from one singer to another, and also to try out repertoire that we know very well or repertoire that we don't know very well. So to get us all started, I'm actually going to put you all on the spot. And we're going to do some buzzing, D major, so everybody stand up. And we're just going to do a 5-note scale going down. Let's just kind of get it out. I'm nervous, I don't know if you are, I'm a little nervous too. So let's all just go, sorry, can you, ready? We'll go up. Get your wiggles out. Wonderful. You sound fabulous. Did you warm up before you came? It sounds great. So I always like the siren. I don't know how many, maybe it's not called that in this country, but I like the siren because I like to make noise. So sirens are woo! So we're just going to do that as high. Sorry, it was probably really loud, but let's just try to do that as high as you can with a lot of, I would call it cupo, having the, gosh, what do you call that? Yeah, covered sound, sort of like going over the top of your sound, if that makes sense. That's what my teacher would say to me. So everybody, whoo, but high, yeah? Here we are, 1, 2, 3. Woo! Okay, we're gonna do that 2 more times, yeah? Woo! Make sure you're really connected to your support here. How many people in here know about support? Or I know we have singers in here. Singers and support. Come on, guys. We know about support, right? Okay, let's do it one more time. Make it really good, right from the diaphragm, from the deepest part of your body, okay? 1, 2, 3. Woo! Bravi, that was really good. So now we're going to do, let's do full scale going up and down. And let's do buzzing again, okay? Let's do a little bit higher. Can we do, let's do F major? Thank you. And. Sorry. Yes. Sorry, I should have said that first. Just really quickly, some people are going like this. So that's like rule 1 in singing. We don't want to sing like this. Could you imagine watching an opera with someone like this? That would be crazy. So let's all get really comfortable, okay? Shoulders should be relaxed. We're just here to have a good time tonight and listen to some beautiful music. Again, let's start on F major again. Let's go a little faster.
Okay.
One thing that I like to do before I sing is I usually do some stretches, and if it bothers you to do it, please feel free not to. But usually before I sing, I like to just sort of take my neck and I just sort of go to the left, to the right, and then I go back to the left, and then to the right, and to the left. I actually don't go back just because I don't want to mess up my throat. So what I do, though, is I'll go like this, and I'll just sort of feel the lengthening in here. That always feels good to me. I'm tall, I'm 5'11", and sometimes I find myself walking like this, so posture for singing is really good. So I do that to sort of remind myself that I need to have good posture, and then I roll my shoulders back, relax. Let's just all sort of take our arms and go like this, around. Get the day out, and let's listen to some wonderful music. Thank you, everyone. You may be seated. And now, okay, so we had a beautiful warm-up. Patrick, let's start with you. Thank you, He Schiele. We'll see you in just a moment. So Patrick, you changed your aria today, so can you tell us a little bit about your aria?
Yes. So I will be singing O Patria di tanti palpiti, which is the first aria of Tancredi in the opera Tancredi by Rossini. And in this moment, it's a bit convoluted, as many of the Rossini operas are, but in this moment, Tancredi, who has heretofore been exiled from his homeland in Syracuse, is coming back to his homeland to win the affection of his sort of star-crossed lover, Amenaide. And he's coming back to a city that is at war in itself and also with sort of villains abroad. And there's all sorts of mistaken identity and all sorts of misunderstandings. But in this moment, he's coming back from exile to win the heart of his beloved.
Bravo.
Patria, dolce ingrata patria, al fine a te ritorno. Io ti saluto, o cara terra e degli avi miei, ti bacio. E questo per me giorno sereno comincia nel cor a respirarmi in seno. Sospir devoti miei celesti oggetto. Io venni al fin, io voglio, sfidando il mio destino, qualunque sia, meritarti o perir, anima mia. Questo cuore, tu che desti il valor mio, alma gloria dolce amore, secondate deliri, sospiri, accendi, contenti, deliri, sospiri, accendi, Sarà felice il cor me dice, il mio destino incina a te. Mi rivedrai, ti rivedrò. Ti rivedrò, ne tuoi berrai, mi pascerò, mi rivedrai, ti rivedrò, ne tuoi berrai, mi pascerò, mi rivedrai, ti rivedrò, ne tuoi berrai, mi pascerò, mi pascerò, oh mi pascerò, e tu verai, mi pascerò, tu verai, mi pascerò, mi pascerò, mi pascerò.
Wow, bravo, Patrick. That was wonderful, really. I don't know that I've actually ever, and I counted today, this is my 16th masterclass, and I don't think I've ever worked with a countertenor. I don't actually know why this is here, so I'm going to move it.
Oh yeah, sure.
Okay,
definitely.
okay.
I think maybe I was supposed to bring up music, but then I didn't, and you know.
I'm just going to put it there.
Yeah.
I mean, really well done. Wow, that coloratura, I mean, goodness gracious. I'd like to borrow your coloratura for Traviata. That'd be great. If you could spare for just the first opening night on the 24th.
Yeah.
So tell me, why did you choose this piece? What was it about this piece that drew you to it?
Well, if I can start with some logistical reasons,
Sure.
sort of there are lots of beautiful things about being a countertenor, but one of them is not sort of the breadth of operatic repertoire.
Sure.
So it's a lot of Handel, and to have an opportunity to show a different side of the voice and to challenge the voice in a different way with a Rossini aria is really nice. I just think this is a really interesting aria. I think Tancredi in this moment is, there are a lot of heroes who kind of are so self-involved, and it's all about how strong they are and what all the glories that they're going to bring back home or whatever. And this is an aria that's very sort of sweet. It's saying with every beat of his heart, he's hurting Amenaide, his love, and I don't know, that's sort of introspective and looking at his own morality and kind of nice. So
yes, so he goes through a series of emotions in this piece, right?
Absolutely.
From the recitative until the end of the... What do you feel in the beginning of the piece?
I feel just that release of being home, of getting out back from a long journey and seeing home and just thinking, this is the best.
So with that said, I liked the recitative. I think that it would be, I wrote clear for the ornaments here, just because I think that it really is, we all have clarity when we're at home. I know I do. So I imagine that if he does feel this in the moment, then all of those the pagaturas and that kind of a thing, all of that would be very clear. And it's not that it wasn't clear, I just think you could sorry, it sounds confusing, but give yourself more time. So I want to preface this masterclass with, I have just spent hours in rehearsal, and a lot of the stuff I heard today from Maestro Antonello Manacorda, I'm probably going to be repeating because it's things that I'm working on as well. So I noticed some rhythmical things, and then he was talking to me today also actually about clarity with coloratura. So in this moment, I would like to see this section here just have a little bit more, I mean, the intensity was awesome.
Okay.
But I think that definitely the notes could be a little bit more clear there. Do you mind starting it again?
Not at all.
Okay.
O patria, dolce ingrata patria, al fine a te ritorno.
Just a little bit more time. Da, 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 da. I mean, maybe it's, you know, if it's not exactly in the style of Rossini, excuse me, forgive me. I am sometimes a self-indulgent singer, so, but definitely there, give yourself a little bit more time. Nothing's under you, no orchestra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe. No, you're fine. You're great. O patria, dolce ingrata patria, al fine a te ritorno. Io ti saluto, o cara terra e degli avi miei, ti bacio. E questo per me giorno sereno comincia nel cor a respirarmi.
Again, can you take yourself, to give more time to that? What are you saying?
Yeah, yeah, that it's beginning to beat my chest or breathe my...
Just take your time. Nobody, we're not going anywhere. Take your time. We're here to hear you sing.
Respirarmi in seno.
Sorry, just 1 second. So what is that music? Da 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 da, da 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 da.
I think that's Almenaide.
Okay.
That's like her coming into my brain space.
And what does that do to you, though?
Yeah, it's...
You know what I mean? What is it? Maestro was talking to me about that today, the same exact thing. He was giving me these, there's some 30-second notes that are in the orchestra that I always have here, but it's Alfredo.
Yeah.
You know, and so if that's her, what does that do to you? Does it excite you or no?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You know?
Definitely. Yeah.
Can you hold on to that a little bit for her name? Just here, because it's dotted.
Yeah.
Just a little bit, just savor that, just a tiny bit. You have a gorgeous voice. It's when you have that, you know, people want to hear that. So don't throw it away. Give it to us. Do you mind if we start at 33 again, Edmund?
Yeah.
Okay.
Celeste oggetto. Io venni al fin, io voglio, sfidando il mio destino, qualunque sia, meritarti o perir, anima mia. Questo gloria dolce
So again, take time
amore.
there. Da 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 da. I know that you're just doing it in time.
Yeah.
But even in that
Just do it a
time,
little.
you have a little bit more with that, and it's a bit. I mean, what you just said is that you gave me the courage. You gave it. This is a big thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And all of those are there. I mean, I don't know. I'm not an expert on it, but all of those. These 30-second notes. Sorry, I don't know what they're called. What do you call them?
It's like a demi,
We're
semi,
both from the United
semi
States, so we
quavers. I
call
don't
them-
know.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Semi-quaver, demi-semi-quaver, I'm not sure. But they're very meaningful. We just, not to just throw them away. I'm not saying that you were,
Yeah.
but I think you can put a little bit more into them, a little bit more time.
Yeah.
You know what? I would like to just go a little bit ahead really quickly. I love this, by the way. I just wrote here that chest voice there was fantastic.
Oh,
Actually,
thank
do you mind singing that bit? So Edmund, we're going to just start at the bottom of 75, the a piacere. Can we just, do you mind just doing that? I guess, sorry, pardon, that's measure 73. Just the chest voice there, really relish in that, because that was lovely. But start there.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Caetau in empio traditore, coro in arte la mia fe.
What was your high note there? I'm just going to
I think it's an F.
It's an F, okay.
Yeah.
So can you just sing that bit, because the cadenza's not written here. Do you mind
Yeah.
singing that really quickly? Just
Yeah.
Edmund, do you mind just giving me this?
Yeah.
And when you get to the F, can you stop on it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Coinate la.
Okay, perfect. So this is what I want to do. It's a run.
Yeah.
Run, a scale. Da 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 da. Right? So if you don't mind, I'm going to ask you to hold your jaw. And everything's going to really come from the support, right? So we're just going to, I sang all day today, so I'm not going to, well, you don't want to sound like me anyway. You want to sound like yourself.
Well, that wouldn't be so bad.
I just want you to hold your jaw here. It's not like you're pressing down on your
Yeah.
jaw, just lightly, just so that you're aware of when it's moving and when it's not, yeah? So I just want you to go, ah. Actually, can we do, let's do down a half step, if that's all right? Yes. Sorry, this is a little technical. Just hold this a little bit more here. Okay, and everything, do you mind if I touch you?
Not at all.
Okay, so everything is going to come from right here, right? So can you kind of push out when you're there? Yes, that's awesome. Okay, so that is the sensation that you should feel going up, right?
Okay, yeah.
So can you do that? Okay, so we go to one half step. And how does it feel to you, though? If it's uncomfortable, if ever anything is uncomfortable, if anybody tells you anything that's uncomfortable, just don't do it, seriously. I'm not going to be offended, so just tell me. If it's weird, just say, Angel, it's uncomfortable, I don't want to do that, no problem. When I just noticed like a little bit of shaking. Dude, everybody shakes, it's not a big deal. But it's just that when it happens, definitely try to address it as much as you can.
Yeah.
For me, when I start shaking in my jaw or anything here, it's usually because I'm really tired in my where I'm supporting. So I do this exercise that I do with my voice teacher as well. So do you mind doing that one more time?
Not at all.
Okay.
No.
Just really focusing on your support, not the note, not the embouchure, just the support together with the singing.
Yeah.
How does that feel?
Yeah, it's...
Does it? I mean, you don't have to say that it does feel good. If it doesn't, just say so. It's all right.
Nice to not, because then I'm not like micromanaging every note in my head.
Okay,
because you're just constantly thinking about like leaning into them.
Thinking about the breath support, because that's the most important thing. You can sing, I feel this way, you can sing just about anything if you have, well, that's probably not really true, but the things that you're supposed to sing, you can sing them easily or well when, the support is engaged. Can we start again then? This is not the right part, is it? No, I'm on the wrong side. There we are, yes. Yeah. Do you mind starting again at 73?
Yeah.
Is that all right?
Caetau in empio traditore,
do for really quickly. Can you go? If you don't mind, just put your hand here really quick on me. Okay, so I would go. It's harder. Yes. Okay. So I have when I'm singing, I feel I get really tired. I get exhausted. I'm not tired here, but I mean my body is just I'm ready to lie down and just sleep afterwards because I've worked so much within my body, and I think that some of the high things I think they'll come easier as you engage. Think about the support. If I may, for every high voice and low voices too. When you go high, forget the high note. It's not so much about the high note as it is about the notes underneath it and the approach up to it. That's what I think, So let's do that one more time, and then I do want to sort of jump ahead because there were some things in the aria that I wanted to go over. So go for it. Go ahead.
Buzz, did you want to?
Oh, you know what? Yeah, let's do buzz and then do it with the do buzz, do it on an ah, and then do it with the text.
Okay.
If that's okay. Cool. Don't think about the note though.
Yeah.
Like you don't care. Yes, okay, so on ah, or your favorite vowel, whatever that may be. Great, do it one more time and just like this, just real light. Okay, but the thing is you don't want it to go back. Just of course you're higher, an octave higher, but it should be that you can also if you're on an E, you can modify the vowel.
Yeah.
To go up high. Okay. Can you do it on an ah? So you're going like a little bit like that. Just relax. Remember, it's fun. We're all learning together. I hope you don't feel like I'm picking on you because I'm really not. Really not. Okay, and try it with the text. So let's do 2 measures before.
Torres.
Bravo. Okay, that's beautiful. How do you feel, honestly?
No, good.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that's
I
very
see you're sweating,
helpful.
and that's good.
I know, I'm a little
sweating
bit
is a good
nervous,
thing when you're singing, or at least I think I'm sweating too, and I'm not really doing anything. It's just that one little exercise.
Yeah.
Let's try. Okay, so let's try just this one last thing here. This ti vedrò. Sorry, it took so long on that part. Let me just tell you really quickly what I wrote when you were singing. So this part, I just wanted you to be mindful of the fact that right here is a crescendo, and then Edmund actually on measure, I think it's 105, he was doing this gorgeous coloratura, really beautiful. I call them, in my home, we call them runs. They're really great. That's a funny name for it, that's what we call them. The coloratura here was really beautiful, but Edmund, the piano, the orchestra is soft there, and it kind of overpowered him just a little bit. So when you guys are doing that again, that's something to be mindful of. I think just a really well done job. But from one high voice to another, I do want to share with you that it's very important to have that. And I'm not saying that you didn't support, because you absolutely did. But it's very important to just remember that in everything, your support should be 100% secure, because otherwise, in my opinion, when your support is there, the high notes, the run, the coloratura, all of it is, it will be secure, it will be safe.
Yeah.
Okay?
Absolutely.
So, Patrick, bravo.
Thank you very much.
Wonderful job. But I do want to ask you a quick question, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Now, you are from the United States, is that right?
I am, yes.
And this is your first year in the program?
Yes, it's my first year at the Opera House, but it's my 5th year in London.
Oh, is it? Okay. So how did you manage to come to the Jette Parker program?
Well, I was studying at the Royal Academy of Music, and they have sort of general auditions, and I sent in a tape and didn't think anything would come of it. And then I went to the first round audition and thought, oh, well, this is great. And then I went to the second round thinking I wouldn't, and then you just go through it until you made it.
Yeah,
and
bravo.
That's at every turn thinking, well, it's great that I got this far. Obviously, I won't continue on, but yeah.
And as a countertenor, what is that? I mean, you are the only countertenor in the program, is that right?
Yes.
And what does that feel like? Do you ever get it? Actually, this is a good question. Do you get any competition with sopranos ever?
Oh, do you know, I think our cohort especially is really tight and we're really supportive. And so, I don't know, and not really, no competition. I mean, like, it's like, if anybody is succeeding in the business, it means like everybody is succeeding because it means people are in the seats and art is being made. And so, I don't know, and also, it's nice to be the only countertenor.
Awesome. Patrick, thank you so much. I'll see you in just a bit.
Yeah,
thank you. Hey, She, will you please let us know what you were going to be singing for us this evening?
I'd like to sing À vous jeux, mes amis, partagez-vous mes fleurs from opera Hamlet by French composer Ambroise Thomas.
Awesome.
Thank you. À vos jeux, mes amis, permettez-moi de grâce de prendre part. Nul n'a suivi ma trace, j'ai quitté les palais au premier feu du jour. Des larmes de la nuit, la terre était mouillée et la louette avant l'aube éveillée Mais vous, pourquoi vous parlez bas? Ne me reconnaissez-vous pas? Hamlet est mon époux et je suis Ophélie. En douceur de mon lit, il m'a donné son cœur en échange du mien. Et c'est que, comme vous dites, qui me fait m'oublier, qui me fait m'oublier. N'en croyez rien. Si l'on vous dit qu'il m'oublie, n'en croyez rien. Non, Hamlet est mon époux et moi, je suis Ophélie. Si trahissez sa foi, j'en perdrai la raison. Écoutez ma chanson. Par les blancs de profonde la Vélice, au regard des feux, que Dieu garde qui s'attardent dans la nuit au bord du lac bleu. Heureuse l'épouse au bras de l'époux. Mon âme est jalouse d'un bonheur si doux. D'un fort regard de feu tu dors sous les eaux du lac bleu.
Bravo. Wow. Bravo, that was beautiful.
Thank
Beautiful.
you.
Bravo, bravo. That's not easy.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my gosh, that's not easy. Not at all. Why did you choose this piece?
Actually, talk about the technically.
Yeah.
That has a lot of things can I showing my technique, but personally, I love that story
Yeah.
because of everyone know about the Hamlet story, but that one is a little bit different. Actually, that's the same, but a little bit different because of the conductor is from France.
Mm-hmm.
So that scenes is some kind of the mad scene, which is Hamlet.
Absolutely.
He's gone from Ophelia because of he wanted to revenge to his father's enemy, and then she suddenly escaped from the castle, and then she slowly crazy, and her feeling is sometimes it's really sad and sometimes it's really happy because of the crazy.
Mm-hmm. Well, one of the things I really liked about your performances, both of you, is that you definitely know the characters very well, and I really appreciate the acting aspect of it.
Thank you.
So that's beautiful. The one thing I would say is that you can have a bit more dynamics, not just with you, but also with the piano as well.
Okay.
So if I wanted to start at a very specific spot, because I love singers. I like to hear people sing over and over again. So is there a part in the aria that you particularly would like to sing again? Before I ask that. Before I say what I wanted to do. No, okay.
Yeah.
So it's the middle section just before you go back into the repeat. It's the ballade. Okay, so just really quickly. So what are you saying there?
I talk about the Willis, who is the fairy of the luck.
Yes.
You know, what is that one?
Right, and so
Lake.
and how
Yeah.
do you feel about the?
But that one is really old folk song.
Right. So so you know the tune.
Yeah.
The tune.
Yeah.
And the piano, Edmund, it says that it's double piano. So I think that what I wrote here was legato. So if you could make that line like almost like a folk song that you hear all of the time, you know, sort of
So more softly.
almost, in my opinion, I mean, almost like a lullaby, just right there.
Okay.
Okay?
Mhm.
Beautiful. Could we just really quickly, just notice what he wrote here, yeah? He did do,
Okay.
he has a decrescendo, crescendo, and just da-da-dee, da-da-da-da, you know, just,
Okay.
okay, go ahead. The first one, okay, so these two are sort of similar, yeah?
Yeah.
They're slightly similar. But here it is. What is that?
That one talk about heureuse, the bride
Right.
who is inside of the haze.
Yes.
She's
And it's a beautiful imagery, right?
yeah.
And what does that make you feel?
that makes feel really happy.
Yeah.
And then suddenly change.
Can you, I mean, if you don't mind me saying a little bit personal thing, so I know you're married. I mean, how would you feel, you know, with your husband and what that would mean to you? Color, I think the words are beautiful. I'm not going to say any words today because I've had a rehearsal and had a lot of words told to me that I didn't pronounce correctly, so I don't want to give any wrong instruction on that. But I would say that color the words, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Do you mind going actually from the andantino? Yes.
Pal.
What de bonheur si doux mean? What does that mean to you?
Is love, softly happy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I mean, and there's a rallentando there, so you can really take time there. Do you mind just doing from au bras from here? Oh, sorry, Edmund, that's 147. Because I just want that the top line. I just want that again. Yes, and also observe the fermata that's there. You kind of go straight on, and you don't really have to. You have time.
Heureuse, is it?
Au bras de l'époux, mon âme est jalouse, ton bonheur si doux. Nymphe au regard de feu
So that's a forte. So just and stay on that. Hélas.
Okay. Hélas, tu dors sous les eaux du lac bleu.
Can you make a change right there, just because it's piano, right? So tu dors here. Sous les, yes, and then right here you say du lac bleu. You need to really have a change there because it's piano.
Okay.
So he's changed it.
Hélas.
Hélas. Hélas, tu dors sous les eaux du lac bleu.
So that was awesome. That was just so awesome. Oh my gosh. I wish again, can I borrow your coloratura next Thursday? That's wonderful. Okay, so this is an E?
E.
Okay. That's good. That's awesome. When you come down, just give, because it's a beautiful color. Why not stay there just like a hair longer when you're coming down the scale? Yeah. Do you mind trying it again? I know it's a lot. Okay. Cool.
Alla cadenza.
Yes. So da da dee, da 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 da, and then yes. And if there's don't worry about that. You don't have to do the super high one, but just maybe just that da da dee da 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 da. Or is that an E? It is an E.
Yeah.
What's sorry? Could you play that?
The ya da 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 da.
So just yes. Yes. Okay. Okay, so I just want to try something. I know it's the same thing as with Patrick. Can you just do the thing with the jaw? If it's weird, just tell me. I'm not offended, because we all do different things to get what we do. So la la la. Instead of doing the la 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 la, you don't really need that to have the sound. La la la, like
Using the tongue.
just the tongue, yes. Can you get one more time? And drop your jaw. Drop your jaw though. Do you mind if I touch you? Okay.
Yeah,
So try that one more time, without the hand. I feel like when I listen to you sing, I feel like I can feel. This is going to sound strange. I use a lot of imagery when I'm singing. My voice teacher and I do, and my coach as well. When you sing, I can almost feel that it's like, so everyone can see. I feel like it's going like this, and maybe because of where I'm seated, but it's really beautiful. So let's try that just one more time with the la la la, and not with the jaw, just the tongue. Okay. Can you do that piano? Because it's written double piano, yes? Just because everyone, you're taking us on this journey, and it's like, oh gosh, what is she going to do next? Is she going to do another high E? You know, bring us in there by actually, you're double piano, and Edmund, you're triple piano. So it's a good day for dynamics. So can we start? Let's just, if you don't mind, the la la
Same thing.
la.
Yeah.
Yep.
Brava, beautiful, wonderful, really beautiful. When you do the high things, da 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 da, I think it's just, again, like what I was saying with Patrick, is just really be mindful of your support. I see that you're supporting, but I think just a little bit more grounded in the support. And of course, this isn't the ideal situation because we're a bit nervous here, but that was really lovely. And can you sing this da 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 da? It's just actually just before that. It's just
We just do the last la 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 la.
And actually, before you start that, can you do it once like this? And really, really think about your support.
Okay.
Keep going.
Keep
going still. Buono sempre. Can you just let your jaw drop a little bit? How does it feel? Does it feel different or no?
That feels really comfortable, but the other feels is I do nothing.
Which
know what
one
I mean?
feels? The first one.
No, that your way.
Oh, well, that's cool. I
Yeah.
guess that's cool. Is it good?
It's
Okay,
good.
well,
Yeah.
that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Thank you, Heiji.
You're
That was
welcome.
beautiful, really wonderful. I'm going to ask you a few questions really quickly. Number one, wow. I think from one soprano to another, I wish that I could sing that. Why? I know I asked you why you chose the piece. Do you feel any anxiety when you sing that ever? Like, do you get nervous? I mean, if I was singing a piece that had a high E in it, I would be terrified. But you said, you sang it with such ease.
Actually, I studied in France, for South France, and my professor, she recommended to me, your instrument is high instrument, so you have to keep your high note for your audition piece or your some kind of the masterclass piece. So that is the first reason. But second reason is that song is so beautiful.
Yes.
I love
You have a great timbre. I hope to hear you sing Violetta one day, actually, really.
I hope so.
You will. We're gonna talk a little bit more later. Thank you so
Okay.
much, sweetheart.
Thanks so
Appreciate
much.
that. All right, please welcome back Patrick Terry.
So we'll do Che farò senza Euridice from Gluck's Orfeo ed Euridice. Che farò senza Euridice? Dove andrò senza il mio ben? Che farò? Dove andrò? Che farò senza il mio ben? Dove andrò senza il mio ben? Euridice senza Euridice? Dove andrò senza il mio ben? Che farò? Dove andrò? Che farò senza il mio ben? Dove andrò senza il mio ben? Euridice, Euridice, non m'avanza più soccorso o più speranza né dal mondo né dal cielo. Che farò senza Euridice? Dove andrò senza il mio ben? Che farò? Dove andrò? Che farò senza il mio ben? Dove andrò? Che farò? Che farò senza il mio ben? Senza il mio ben? Senza il mio ben?
Bravo. I love this aria. You sing it wonderfully. You know, it's fascinating how something that's so, I guess, simply written can have such an effect. I would like you to, do you mind doing the middle section? So let's start with, it's not quite the middle section, but the Rispondi, io son pure. Could you mind doing this? This is page 129.
With the rispondi.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So if we do from Euridice, just to start with.
Yes, actually, that's a better place to start. Thank you.
Euridice, Euridice, oh Dio, rispondi, rispondi.
Bravo. Can you just do like a little, you know, a hairpin on the rispondi, because you're saying it again, you know, pleading really.
Yeah.
And then what you did with this section, actually going into, you know, I am entirely faithful. You know, that's beautiful. But I would like to hear more of it in your voice, and also from the rhythm that's written there. The things that are dotted and the appoggiaturas, I would like them to be brought out just a hair more.
Sure.
Yes. So at the same place, please.
Euridice, Euridice, oh Dio, rispondi, rispondi. Io son pure il tuo Che farò senza Euridice? Dove andrò senza il mio ben? Che farò? Dove andrò?
So I'm just going to ask this. So when you sing Che farò again, after you've after you've made the statement and then asked the question, when you sing this again, wouldn't it be a different kind of Che farò? Because I mean, you say it so many times. How can we make it different each time we say it? Because even when we're speaking, I don't think that we actually say things the same way twice. Maybe some of us do, but in music, hopefully we try not to. So do you mind then trying to do it again from? If you don't mind, actually, we could go from tempo 1.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And sorry, we have different editions, so there are some different
Are there?
rhythms
Okay.
and stuff. Yeah, so sorry, I'm
No
just
problem.
noticing there, so you're
Just
probably
tell me.
thinking, why are you singing that? But
No,
we just
no,
got
no.
different editions. There are like 16 billion
Yes.
editions of this opera, so. Che farò senza Euridice? Dove andrò senza il mio ben? Che farò? Dove andrò? Che farò senza il mio ben? Dove andrò senza il mio ben? Euridice, Euridice.
Can you say the second one sweeter? Euridice. It's like that's like declamatory, and then the second one is a little bit sweeter with that minor in there.
Euridice, non m'avanza più soccorso o più speranza né dal mondo né dal cielo.
Bravo, beautiful breath control on that last note. Can you sing this again with just this da dee da 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 on an ah while holding your jaw? So yeah, so it's not like I'm not asking you. I really want to try to make this clear. I don't know how it feels to you. Please do tell me how it feels. When I say to put your hand on your jaw, I just mean not to push down, and I know that you're not doing that, but I'm just saying not to push down and not to stop it from moving because it's going to move. But it's just that we just shouldn't be so involved. I feel. Okay, this is just my opinion. Take it or leave it. So your ah, whatever it is, yeah. Okay. Where do you feel when you sing your high note? Where do you feel it?
Well, like you said, I feel it. I try and like take it up and over my cheekbone.
That time, I don't know about everybody else, but that time, that's what I felt. I felt like it was going back and then going forward, and that's the sound that's going to be heard in the house, you know?
Yeah.
Okay. So, do you mind starting actually with the a non m'avanza?
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Absolutely. A non m'avanza più soccorso o più speranza.
And it's the same thing when you're singing low. And it's the same thing with just maybe not the whole hand, just maybe just your finger, just to remind yourself of when you feel it. I mean, but it's beautiful. It's awesome, really.
Yeah.
It sounds wonderful.
Thanks.
I'm not just saying that. I actually mean that. So. Okay.
A non m'avanza più soccorso o più speranza né dal mondo
guys think of that? I thought it was wonderful. I thought it was really good. How do you think? What do you think of it?
Yes, it's yeah, it's just like putting my brain in a different part of my body and making it all about.
Well, that's a good question for me to ask you.
Yeah.
Then, where do you normally feel that when you're singing? Where do you normally feel that your brain is? I mean, is it constant? I mean, most of us, I think it's on text and it's about maybe placement or.
Yes.
Where is it for you?
I think
thought process.
my biggest struggle is to do exactly what we're doing here, because I often think about like really trying to get the text exactly right, and then also like the high and the low stuff, making sure that it's heard and that it doesn't sound gross, and that like all of the kind of places where there might be a risk of things going wrong. But actually, if you do what you're saying, which is just like stay in your supports and keep kind of coming back to that and leaning into that, it all just kind of lines up without having to micromanage anything.
It does. I think it does too. I mean, I find that when I'm singing that I think the analogy is that we're like swans or ducks on a lake, underneath but up here we're supposed to be free. But I mean, really, it sounds wonderful. It's beautiful. I would just suggest definitely all of these different, because the piece repeats itself. The questions and the not commands, but the statements, they come back again and again. So I would just try to color them differently. But I mean, I enjoyed that. I think that as a countertenor, I actually just recently heard at the Metropolitan Opera the opera called Marnie, and there was a countertenor, I forget his name, he's from this part of the country, someone might know.
Davies.
Yes.
Yeah.
How do you say his name again?
Yeston?
Yes,
Davies,
Yeston.
I hope that is
And
exactly
he was
right.
absolutely fabulous, and we talked for very briefly, like 2-3 minutes about the positioning of his high notes and my high notes, and to my surprise, we sing the exact same way, so I was actually getting some pointers from him, so this has been very fun for me. Thank you very much, Patrick.
Cool.
Bravo to you.
Thank you so much.
Bravo. Ladies and gentlemen, when I say that I'm thankful to be here tonight, I really do mean that. I admire you guys so very much, because it's not easy to go through a program, and especially, I mean, one at this house is just spectacular. But thank you so much for performing so brilliantly tonight, both of you. Right now, I'm going to interview our wonderful pianist and conductor this evening. Edmund, would you please join me? So Edmund, what does a typical day look like as a conductor and repetitor?
Well, if you're playing for a show, then generally you'll be called from 10:30 till 5:30, and that's also Saturday mornings, sometimes Sundays as well.
Yikes.
And very occasionally you end up doing a whole day of rehearsals and then a show in the evening, but they take care of us here and they make sure that that's quite rare.
So do you have, well, of course you do. There's classes with the Jette Parker Young Artists, but then you had a really interesting day yesterday because you came and played for our rehearsal. You did brilliantly.
That's right.
And was that like a surprise, or was it on the schedule?
That was on the schedule because I'm second pianist on Traviata.
Okay.
So I play probably about half of the rehearsals, which is a great privilege and wonderful to get to. It's my first Traviata, so I'm getting to know the piece as a pianist. I'm also conducting the offstage banda in Act 1.
Wonderful.
So I'm learning the piece from all sorts of different angles, and if I eventually end up conducting it, then I will know it probably more thoroughly from having done it this way.
Yes, and you will conduct it one day. I do believe that for you. I noticed yesterday in rehearsal, actually, that there were some thirds in the Act 1 duet that you played just crystal clear. And I was like, wow, how does he, because it helped me with my part. So I definitely heard those. You're conducting Phaedra.
Yes.
In the Lindbury Theatre in May. So when do you guys start rehearsals, and what are you looking forward to with conducting this opera?
Well, I'm really looking forward to this piece because actually, similarly to with Traviata, I played this first as a repetiteur, and I'm now coming back to the piece as a conductor. Henser is a theatrical genius, I think. The piece is brilliant. We've just had the unveiling of the set today. I can't tell you any details, but it's going to be very exciting.
Wonderful.
And we start in April, and then shows are in May. So we have, or possibly a bit before April, we have about 6 weeks in the studio.
Yes, and where are you from?
I'm British, but
of course.
My mother was Russian, so.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah.
Right. And so tell me a little bit about your journey into coming into the Jette Parker Young Artist Program.
My journey was, first I studied music at university, and then I went to Guildhall, one of the London music colleges, for 2 years, and I went as a repetiteur first, and then I did a second year as a conducting fellow. And following that, I went to the National Opera Studio, which is also in London. It has connections with this company and with all the companies in the UK. And you go to each company and you do a residency there for a week, basically, throughout the year. Then I went to Poland for a year, and I worked at the Polish National Opera. That was last year. And in that time, I applied for this job and got it, so I'm here now.
Yes, well, this question is actually not in my script, but I want to ask it. So have you had the opportunity to watch Maestro Pappano up close and sort of personal and do his thing? I
have, and I'm about to start a second pianist on Forza del Destino,
awesome.
Which he's conducting, and I'm very excited about that.
But if I may ask, what is the one thing that you admire most about him when it comes to his conducting skills?
His musicality, he completely embodies. He loves theatre. He completely embodies the art form of opera in everything he does.
Yes.
He inspires everyone around him with his professionalism. I can't. Yeah, it's going to be a good 2 years.
It will be, absolutely. Thank you so much, Edmund.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. Please welcome our Gilda for this evening, singing Caro Nome from Rigoletto. He Schiele. Brava. I like sopranos. Brava, love. That was beautiful. Just quick question about vibrato. How do you feel about vibrato in this piece? Do you think that there should be vibration throughout, or how do you feel about that?
Actually, when my colleagues heard about my vibrato, I can't feel it.
Oh, sorry, say it again? When your colleagues
heard about my vibrato.
About your vibrato, yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't feel it.
Okay.
But when I feel it, my vibrato, they can't hear about it.
Okay. All right. Well, I asked that because I think there were some parts where I felt like you were straight toning it. I mean, well, were you? Were you trying to straight tone it? Was that was it an effect? No. Okay. No. But sometimes it sounded straight toned.
Okay.
Yes, around just like F sharp G. I get it. I'm a soprano. I've done it. I did it today actually, so I totally understand that. I want to encourage you to really look at it's Verdi. So doing Traviata, I'm on this Verdi kick right now. So I want to encourage you though to look at what he marks everything up in the music. So really pay attention to T, scolpi, He Schiele, nel those kind of things. And the dots, I mean, he's very precise, with that. I would like to go to Caro no me che, at the beginning of the aria. Okay, so it sounds great. What do you think about the rests in between in the words? What does that mean?
That is the heartbeat.
Right. So, what do you
really
feel?
Joy about the first.
Yes. I mean, she likes this guy. She knows nothing about him, but she likes him.
He is first guy in her life, so.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think, I mean, you don't have to do it this way, but just because it's what is today, because it's Wednesday, let's just try doing it with those breaths, having the rests, having a little bit more intention, as though your heart really is beating quickly, like when you first saw your husband. Okay, so how does that feel for you? Is that weird?
No.
Is it kind of, is it a little too jumpy?
No, that is.
Because it
Every
doesn't.
time I just think about all the emotion without
Yes, because it doesn't actually have to be this, kind of thing. I mean, not that you were not doing that, but it doesn't have to be that way. But I think that is a sensation that Gilda feels in this moment,
That's
you
right,
know.
yeah.
And when you say delizia, I would like to have a little bit more.
Yeah.
It's like, just
lovely.
yes, just a little bit more there. Let's keep going though. Col pensiero. Oh yes, wait. Before we start, actually, look at these. Il mio désir. I mean, within everything within. We want to keep our integrity, of course, with the music and with our artistry as well, but we do want to honor what the composer has put into the music.
Col pensier il mio desiderat sempre
Okay, so real quick, so that was, I love it, I really do, I think it's wonderful, it's fun, right? When you get to the ra, arrive at the F sharp right away, don't dance around it, go straight to it. Then do with it what you'd like. I mean, he doesn't actually have anything written there, but he does have it that it goes, it's supposed to be legato going through. Okay, col pensiero.
Col pensier il mio desiderat sempre
Sorry, so because I like your voice so much, can you do that again? And do it again, but I mean, you're a soprano. I like F sharps and Gs and G sharps and A flats, B flats. I like Cs too. E's are hard, but when you get up there like that, let your voice, let it go. Let it out.
Okay,
if you are trying to make sort of a this hairpin, or if you are trying to crescendo into it, just make sure that you're right. As they say here, bang on the note. If not bang on the note, but spot on the note when you start. Right? Okay. So let's try. Let's actually not col pensiero. Let's just do. Do you mind starting at a te sempre? Okay.
A te sempre
That was great, but I want to hear the A on the G sharp. Or yes.
Okay.
Do you mind? It was good. I just want to hear A. Don't do the glottal. What I just did, but I. Okay.
A te sempre
Yes. Secret. Yes. Just try it from, oh dear. Just try it from caro nome tuo sarà, okay? And don't roll the R. I learned this today, actually. I knew it from college, but I have since forgotten. The R between two vowels, just flipped it. Just flip it. Don't rrr. I got in trouble today in rehearsal for that, so I want to share that piece of information with you. Caro nome tuo sarà. Can you just do a little bit more? Il mio désir.
Just.
Go, but sorry. Can you just make it just a little bit cleaner? Da 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 da. That's how you feel about him.
Okay.
Can you just make that like a little bit of a secret? You did da 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 da, you did da da da.
Okay. From the cadence?
Yes. Brava. Okay, brava. It's really, really great. You're Gilda, you're Violetta, you're like Lucia. So many. When I hear you sing, I think of so many roles that you could sing. You know.
Thank you so much.
When you're going up and down these scales in coloratura, I mean, your coloratura is fabulous. It's wonderful, and what I like about it actually is that your timbre stays consistent throughout, and that's actually something I've been working on. It's not the easiest thing to do all of the time, you know, because of the registers and whatnot. Yeah. I would encourage you when you're singing and practicing just to be mindful of the jaw. I think that's for everybody, for me too, you know, and just be when you do the ha 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 ha. I was looking at you right here, and you're super engaged. Super engaged. I saw the the belly coming in and out as you're doing that, and that's what we want, you know. Yeah. Brava to you, beautiful, beautiful job. It's a pleasure to work with both of you. Patrick. Brava.
Thank you.
Bravo, Patrick. Wonderful. Edmund. Bravo to you. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the Jette Parker Young Artists, Edmund, Patrick, and Yeshi. Excuse me. Thank you so much for joining us this evening, and thank you all for attending. You can see any of the Jette Parker Young Artists on stage in the upcoming production of Phaedra, which Edmund is conducting, and that will take place in the Linbury Theater, and it runs from the 15th through the 20th of May, and tickets go on sale on the 30th of January. Thank you so much again. Thank you guys so much. Good night.